doing a new video, and you joined me in my shop right now. And this right here, as you saw in the intro, it said absolutely compatible. Wrapped in yellow, whatever material here, is a turbocharger. This is gonna be awesome. Can't believe it. It's a turbo wheel that actually spins. This is a very cool setup. This is going right on to there. So for right now, I gotta get oil plugs and a bunch of other stuff, and then I gotta fabricate this with the help of an iron worker. So for those of you folks who've been around for a while, will actually probably recognize this piece right here on top of the turbo. That is the original Turbo Mower boost pipe. Originally, it's from a local auto parts and it's for radiator hosing, but because we figured we're not making anything for boost, why not just go and pick this thing up? And it fits right over this one perfectly with the exact same setup, the attachment with a little boot pair. These are actually boost boots from the 80s, late 80s. This, I haven't explained much yet, is a K03 Turbocharger. If we get in here and look a little bit close, you'll notice it's extremely small. It's that small. It's from a 1.8 liter gas engine from an Audi and also, I believe, a Volkswagen. Might be wrong on that. But anyway, there's a few things that needs to be done before I can put this on there, obviously, because it's a whole new bolt-up system. 3-bolt flange. It's a mess, but it's going to be worth it because this mower will make boost. Finally. What do I have to do? So, first thing I got to do is rebuild this exhaust manifold bolt. Am I going to go about re-drilling this because this already has a somewhat okay pre-cut hole? Or am I going to rebuild out of fresh steel a brand new manifold bolt-up that matches the turbo's manifold bolt-up? I've made up my mind. Is that going to work? Yeah, it's going to work. Jokes aside, I am going to have to come up with some kind of way to rebuild this manifold. First, we're just going to focus on this area, the exhaust area, getting it to fire up with the turbo on the exhaust. It's pretty simple, I think. All right, first off, before we get to fabricating the exhaust completely, I do need to make some spacers. You see, this turbo has a bolt-up system. I'll grab some bolts right here that are the correct thread size. Right here, maybe you can kind of see this, they do not go all the way through like the old turbo. They were just unthreaded holes you can put bolts and nuts through because it's old school. This is a direct bolt up, and these short bolts are still too long. I'm going to make spacers. Hot. Anyway. The wastegate fits. It's going to be lower than this when it's done, so the wastegate is going to probably be touching the frame, but that's not a big deal. Take it over to the bench and build something new. Just like that. Let's see if we can get this thing to cut. It's time to refabricate brand new exhaust bolt. Alrighty folks, that is the finished part. I'm gonna have to round off all the edges to make it look and feel a little nicer. And then, yeah. So I'll explain what I've just done. What I've done is I've radius cut off that tubing piece. The tubing piece is this one right here. It went over this, welded to this. And I should just be able to weld the outsides just like this to the back side of this. And then I'm gonna take this all to the shop that you're used to and cut all this with a grinder, put it on there. Alright folks, you may recognize this location. This is the original Northwest Exploration shop. And this is one of the original Turbo Mower intake tops. Yeah. Cut these edges right here diagonally and round them off. Alright folks, I got the central hole cut out right here. We got the outer holes, and then we're going to try weld it to this bad boy. So that's going to be interesting. This has a bunch of cutting fluid all over it, but I'm going to make sure I got this right. So I'm going to go grab the turbo and take a look at it versus this and put it up against the manifold here. Just by doing a simple deal here. Just like that. And see if that's the correct orientation. Then if it is, I'm just going to go for it. Weld everything, including some holes made by the bandsaw. Don't know if you can see those on camera. Now, move on to the fun part. Well folks, I definitely am not very proud of that, but it should work. Alright folks, I put a little oil in this little oil port here. I'm hoping that'll cycle. Hoping that's not just some dud port. Because if this is some dud port, this turbo's gonna wear out pretty quick. But I have hope. So let's see if she does. The turbo span up. That's good. That was the first fire up, folks. Well, folks, that is the end of the exhaust. As you can see, it is all put together. And yeah, that's the end of it. It's got this intake tube on it. So next part is intake and then teaching you guys about oiling for this thing. Because you cannot use pressurized fittings like you would on a car. See you guys next time on Northwest Exploration for part 2 of the Turbo Mower 2.0.